Galanin and disorder, modulation, mood, and stress. Galanin is a lesser-known but highly important neuropeptide in the brain. Unlike fast-acting neurotransmitters, galanin works more slowly, influencing how other systems operate rather than directly triggering rapid signals. It plays a key role in regulating mood, stress, appetite, sleep, and pain. So what happens when galanin systems become disrupted? To understand this, we begin with its role in the brain. Galanin is widely distributed across the nervous system, particularly in regions involved in emotion and stress, such as the hypothalamus, amygdala, and brainstem. Rather than acting alone, galanin modulates the activity of other neurotransmitters. It interacts with systems such as serotonin, norepinephrine, dopamine, and acetylcholine, influencing how these systems respond to different situations. This makes galanin a regulatory chemical, helping to fine-tune brain activity. Disruptions in galanin can have widespread effects. One of the most important conditions associated with galanin is depression. Galanin is involved in regulating mood and emotional responses. Changes in galanin activity, particularly in areas such as the locus ceruleus and dorsal raphe, may affect how the brain processes stress and emotion. Some research suggests that increased galanin activity may dampen the release of norepinephrine and serotonin, potentially contributing to low mood and reduced motivation. This highlights how galanin can influence other neurotransmitter systems involved in depression. A second condition linked to galanin is anxiety disorders. Galanin plays a role in stress regulation. It is often released in response to stress and may act as a protective mechanism, helping to reduce overactivation of stress systems. However, if this system becomes dysregulated, it may either fail to control stress responses effectively or overly suppress normal emotional processing. This can contribute to persistent anxiety or altered stress responses. This shows that galanin is part of the brain's attempt to maintain emotional balance. A third important condition associated with galanin is addiction. Galanin interacts with dopamine systems involved in reward and motivation. In some cases, increased galanin activity may reduce dopamine release, which can decrease the rewarding effects of substances. This has led to interest in galanin as a potential target for addiction treatment. However, this interaction is complex. Changes in galanin may also affect motivation and mood, which can influence addictive behavior in different ways. Another condition linked to galanin is epilepsy. Galanin has inhibitory effects in certain parts of the brain and may help regulate neural excitability. Some research suggests that galanin can reduce seizure activity by dampening excessive neural firing. This has led to interest in its potential protective role in epilepsy. This again highlights how galanin helps stabilize neural systems. There is also evidence linking galanin to Alzheimer's disease. In Alzheimer's disease, changes in galanin expression have been observed in brain regions involved in memory. Some researchers suggest that galanin may increase as a compensatory response to neuronal damage, particularly in cholinergic systems. However, this might also interfere with normal cognitive function. This shows how the brain attempts to adapt to damage, sometimes with mixed effects. From a broader perspective, these disorders illustrate several key principles. First, galanin is a modulatory neuropeptide. It does not act as a primary excitatory or inhibitory signal, but instead influences how other neurotransmitters function. Second, it plays a key role in stress and emotional regulation. This means that disruptions can affect mood, anxiety, and resilience. Third, galanin interacts with multiple systems, meaning that its effects are complex and context-dependent. There are also important implications for treatment. Because galanin influences multiple neurotransmitter systems, it has been explored as a potential target for treating mood disorders, addiction, and epilepsy. However, targeting such a widespread modulatory system is challenging. Changes in galanin can have different effects, depending on the brain region and context. It is also important to evaluate galanin explanations carefully. Disorders such as depression and addiction involve many interacting factors, including genetics, environment, and other neurotransmitters. Galanin is part of the explanation, but not the whole story. Despite this, its role is increasingly recognized as important. So, what is the key takeaway? Galanin is a neuropeptide that modulates brain activity, particularly in systems involved in mood, stress, and reward. When its systems are disrupted, it can contribute to conditions such as depression, addiction, epilepsy, and Alzheimer's disease. More broadly, these conditions show how the brain depends not only on fast signals, but also on slower systems that regulate and fine-tune activity. So the next time you experience stress, regulate your emotions, or respond to a challenge, remember this. Galanin is working in the background, helping to balance and adjust your brain's responses. And when that system becomes unbalanced, it can influence how we feel, think, and behave. A powerful reminder that even the brain's quieter chemical systems play a crucial role in shaping human experience.
If you enjoyed our channel, please click subscribe.